We have a quorum. I'm going to go ahead and have you all mute your phones or laptops. Or maybe I'll do it for you. Is that okay? Bobby, are you on the line?
I'm on, but your audio is very garbled.
Okay, I'll try harder to speak up. How's that?
Okay.
Is that better?
Well, yes, volume's okay. It's very staticky.
Okay. Sister Paula Rose, you can only have one. Oh, you're upside down.
Oh, am I?
Yes. You can only have one device open, so either close your phone or your laptop.
The laptop was echoing. Try and talk again.
Okay, try and talk again. I'm not picking you up on either of them now. Okay. Michelle, can you go get Taylor and see if I can get this straightened out just long enough to get this darn meeting going forward? Okay, everybody, hang tight. We're just about there. I am sorry, Taylor. I can't unmute them.
And I don't know if they can hear us right now or not.
Well, they should be able to hear me because I haven't muted my mic, but
Can you give me a thumbs up if you can hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, so
Sister Paul Rose is upstairs.
Mike, can you give me a thumbs up if you can hear me?
Okay.
She caller 4.
No, she's this color.
Well, I could hear her.
No, that wasn't her. That was Bobby.
Paula Rose is the one that's upside down.
This one. Sister Paula Rose, could you unmute your microphone? You'll see it down in your left-hand corner. There's a little button.
Am I okay?
Now you're great.
Okay.
For some reason, your picture's upside down, but we're okay with that.
That's the story of my life.
You need a haircut.
Got that right. Friday. Somebody's coming out here. We can't leave the campus or we've been in our room since March 29th.
Oh my gosh.
I know it. Well, it's a skilled facility, you know. We've got that nursing home right attached to us, so we have to follow all those guidelines.
Okay. Well, we're going to start the meeting.
Okay.
The first thing that I'm going to do is just make some announcements ahead of the meeting before I turn it over to Charles. The first one is to always state your name before speaking. The second one is to mute your mic if you're not speaking to eliminate background noise, like sometimes we can hear road noise or birds chirping or music in the background. The microphone symbol is at the bottom of your screen if you're using a computer. If you're using a phone, you might be able to find your mute button on your phone, and you can turn it on and off, or you can just be in a place that's really quiet. At all the votes that we're going to have today, we need you to please state your name and the vote, so yay or no, for us to be able to record. And the last thing is, one more time, is can everybody hear us?
Yes.
Thumbs up if you can. Mike?
Mike, and I, you,
Okay, great.
This
Bobby?
is Sister, and I can hear you.
Okay, Bobby?
This is Bobby, I can hear you.
Excellent, we have a quorum. So I'm going to turn it over to our advisory board chair, and he's going to take the meeting from here.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It's Charles. I'm gonna go ahead and call the meeting to order by roll call. I know I can see you, but I'm still gonna ask for your name, for you to say here when I call your name. Mike Seifert. Sister Paula,
Sister Paula Rose?
Here,
Ralph Taylor, Bobby Snyder,
Here,
and Sonia Gordon. We'll close the roll call. We have a quorum for individuals. We're going to open the public hearing number 1 for the CDBG Annual Action Plan, year 2021.
This meeting is to discuss unmet public need addressed by CDBG funds, or to discuss the allocation of funding for the annual action plan as published in the paper and sent to you on the synopsis.
So at this time, we're looking for members of the public to, if they have any comments.
hello.
Okay. No public comments have been voiced.
So at this time, I'll ask for any board members to comment in regard to unmet public need or discussion of allocation of funding for the annual action plan.
this is Mike, I have no comment.
Bobby, no comment.
Paula Rose, unmute your thing there.
there you go. I have no comment. It's excellent.
Okay. Go ahead, Mike, and close the public hearing.
Okay. Do we have any other matters?
Any other matters or correspondence? Anybody on the board have anything? Hearing,
Mike, I have nothing.
This is Sister Paula, and I have nothing.
This is Bobby, I have nothing.
they did. They had no comments.
I'm going to go ahead and close the public meeting.
Following the public meeting, we're going to have a public hearing. We're going to have a brief meeting. The first thing to do, go ahead, Charles, I'm taking over your role.
No,
Darn
you're
it.
fine. So the first thing is discuss the proposed 2021 annual action plan funding, including change for infrastructure and public service. At this time, I'm asking for any staff comment.
Okay, I'd like to apologize for things getting a little confusing. I read the the documents that I got from HUD about the COVID-related response that we could do. And it stated that we're releasing the public service cap. So I thought that they said that was for 1920 and 2021. I thought that meant that we could allocate more of our original CDBG money toward COVID response in public service agencies, but that is incorrect. So in the synopsis that I had sent you, I had allocated $70,000 for that response. Subsequently, what I need to do is go back and reinsert that into the home repair program and the first-time home buyers program as we had it previously. So now the first-time home buyers program will be funded at $156,222, and the first-time home buyers program will be at $76,413. Basically, that's reallocating those funds because we can't use them in the way that I thought that we could. We can change this during the course of our process here, so I think that we're good to be able to change it and rediscuss it at our next meeting.
Do we have any comments from board members?
Any questions from board members?
No comment from me, Sister Paula.
Bobby, no comment.
Mike, no comment.
Okay, well, basically it's an administrative change and it puts the money back into those categories we previously had. We also have the infrastructure project, which I did advertise at $100,000. I wanted to explain that to the board members. The city of Leavenworth, being the first city, has a lot of private sewer lines, especially in the northeast quadrant where a lot of our citizens are low, moderate income. So there is one sewer line where the repair for the residents, the 5 residents, was going to be $100,000. That is just not something that they could absorb. And yet the city feels like those private sewer lines belong to those individuals. So my suggestion was that, actually it was a joint suggestion from Public Works, that we work together with Public Works and try and address some of those private sewer lines that are going to be very expensive to try and repair. And this will be the first one, so we'll see how this goes. But hopefully it'll provide a clean line for all of those residents. Anybody got any questions about that particular project?
Well, this is Sister Paula. Will that 100,000 do more neighborhoods or just that one?
It will just do that one line because it's so incorrect. For them to connect to the main sewer line is going to take, it has to be rerun all the way down the alley and to the main, which is under the street. So it's going to take a lot of work to get that done.
Will the Public Works match that, or are they going to help with it, or is this just the cost of the whole project?
It's my understanding that their portion of it would be in the engineering costs and in the construction management, but not in the actual construction.
Okay.
This is Bobby. How many lines are there in that section of town?
There are 5 or 6. We're not even sure how many are connected to it yet. But I think there are 5 or 6 properties that are connected to it. And all of them will qualify as low, moderate income families.
Right.
Sounds like a necessity.
Well, sewer lines, I think, are pretty necessary. So, Mike, do you have a comment?
Oh, in my line of work, sewer lines are in my way.
Oh, yeah.
I
Okay.
got one last week.
That's not good. Okay. Anybody else got any comments? Okay, I'd like to try and keep it in. I think we can squeeze it in between our other projects. We didn't do more than $156,000 worth of home repair program projects during the 5 years that I've been here. So that's leaving plenty of money, I think, in that pool. And the same thing with the first-time home buyers amount. I think that it'll be enough to get us through the year, so I think we're good.
You ready to move on to number 2?
Okay, number 2 is to discuss public service agency funding.
Do we have any staff comment or questions about public service agency funding?
From staff, what you guys recommended is what we've tentatively put in for each agency, which was an across-the-board increase, a slight increase across the board for the agencies that we currently fund.
But it was all prorated based on what we had.
Right, it was prorated based on what we had previously funded, and that's in your synopsis, so I can read it out if you'd like. We have $51,377. Of that, Catholic Charities gets $4,209. Court-appointed special advocates gets $12,881. The Leavenworth Mission gets $7,510. St. Vincent Clinic gets $9,554. Welcome Central is at $4,600. The Guidance Center is $4,287. And the Alliance Against Family Violence is $8,334. Okay, so that's the allocations that we have for that based on the last discussions that we had. And those will remain the same unless somehow the commission decides to change them.
Any comments from the board members or questions from the board members?
No questions. This is Bobby. No questions.
This is Mike, and that sounds like an acceptable plan.
This is Sister Paula, and I agree.
Okay, next thing, you tell them what we're going to do next.
Okay. So the next thing we're going to talk about is the CDBG-CV funding and process. We'll ask staff for comment.
Okay, I wanted to make you aware of the Community Development Block Grant COVID funding. We received $201,489 from the federal government to address COVID-related prevention and response. And it has been a long process to get that moving forward with the federal government. But we have released the decision was to divide that between small businesses, $100,000 towards small businesses who are doing employment retention, and then $101,489 for public service agencies. The federal government still has not released the guidelines on how to use the funding. However, we felt comfortable enough to go ahead and release the request for proposals for the public service agencies. So I went ahead and wrote up an application and put that forward Friday. People have until the 16th to be able to apply, agencies in town. And so that should be going forward. We are waiting on the small business portion of that until the federal guidelines come out, because we feel like we need that guidance from the federal government about how to use it. Hopefully they're going to be coming out soon.
So how do we get that word out?
I sent a press release to our PIO, and she put it in the paper, and then I sent word through the Leavenworth County Human Services Council, which is the main human service council in the county. And then I also sent it to our public service agencies that we're currently working with. So I hit it 3 ways. So I just wanted all of you to be aware, it's a little different in that it is CDBG money, but it's being handled in a different way. But I just wanted you to be aware it's coming, and we're gonna try and get it out as fast as possible.
Will, this is Sister, will the results be back, but before the next, will those applications be back before our next meeting on the 22nd?
I believe the applications will be back. I'm not sure if we'll have them all ranked by then. But we'll just award within the category. Probably we'll award between staff. It'll just be a staff award process.
Sounds good.
Okay?
Any other comments or questions from the board?
This is Mike. I have no comment.
Bobby, no comment.
I'm good, Sister.
Okay.
So it looks like the only thing we need to do is vote to approve last meeting's minutes. Before we do that, do we want to have any staff comment?
The only thing I'll comment is that the reason we're approving those minutes is because that's a legality that we need to do, even though we started the process over again with this being the first meeting again. Okay. Because we already had that meeting, we do need to get a vote on those minutes. So, any questions?
This is Mike. I move to approve the minutes as printed.
This is Sister Paula, and I second it.
Okay, we could use a roll call vote.
Absolutely. Mike?
Yes.
Sister Paula?
Miss Sister Paula?
Yes.
Yes. Bobby?
Bobby, yes.
And myself, yes.
Okay.
Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Bobby, I so move.
Do I have a second?
This is Sister Paula. I second the motion.
And Mike?
I approve. Yes.
Thank you. We'll call the meeting closed.
Okay. Thank you, everyone, for trying this new technology. It'll be smoother the next time.
Thank you so much, Mary, for your
Okay.
patience too.
All right, take care.
Thank you for your patience, Mary.
All right, take care.
You too.